Hello everybody. In today's video we are going to see how we can build a AI driven recommendation engine in Laravel from scratch. So I will show you steps and the main idea, how we can build it, why we need this kind of feature, and all the steps. So I will not go into a very minute detail of code. I will not be doing live coding, but I will be guiding you how you can do that. These steps can be easily sourced to get the exact Laravel code using AI. So I will not be going, but I will be publishing a package using which we can generate the embeddings and vector search for any model. So we'll talk that about in a moment. So first off, why we need these kind of recommendation system, or what are the use cases? So use cases involve in like job websites, you might need to show the matching jobs to the applicants, and similarly in CRMs where the recruiter needs to find the matching candidates for particular jobs. That is one use cases. Other in the YouTube like platform to recommend videos, similarly posts, products in e-commerce website. So one way to do these things is using the SQL queries, writing where and like and difficult queries to get those data from database. So which gets really tricky when there are so many parameters to take into the consideration. So nowadays we are acquiring data from different medium, like by monitoring the activity of user in website, we get the insights and data about the customer behavior, and using that behavior we have to recommend them the most suitable product for them. So in such cases these kind of engine are really helpful. So nowadays really simplest way to build these kind of system is using the embeddings, using the large language model like ChatGPT, OpenAI. So OpenAI has lots of model for these kind of embeddings, to generate embedding, and there are other ways to build our own custom model, machine learning model. So we'll go with this route of generating vector embeddings using OpenAI. So here are some to-dos that we need to do. We need a Laravel project with at least 2 model to play out. In this case, we will be recommending jobs to applicant. You can do reverse as well. For that, we'll be using the Postgres database with pgvector extension, and there is a really cool package in Laravel to support this. I'll show you in a moment. And we'll use OpenAI PHP package to connect with OpenAI's API, which will make it really easy. So we need to set up these table, and we'll need the embeddings column on the jobs table to store those embeddings. So step 1 is to generate the text representation of the model, which we'll use for embedding. So before that, we need to understand what embedding is. Here is the link I have added to the OpenAI platform. So you can read about these. Basically, these embeddings are it stores the meaning of some text as a vector, which makes it easy to search to understand the sentence semantically. So you can read about it more clearly over here. So we need to send our text to this API endpoint, and which model we want to use. This is one of the model, and then it will return this kind of vector. So basically embeddings are those entity which measures the relatedness of text strings. So if we compare two text string, then it will give how closely those two are related. So in our case, what we will be doing is for job model as well, we will generate these kind of text from the job data, like job title. Here should be job title, company name, salary, and things like that. And similarly, we will do same thing for applicant. What is the applicant name, what is his desired salary experience, and things like that. And we'll then generate the vector representation of these text string and compare which one matches to which. So it will help us to understand. So AI will help us to match these things. So we need to read on detail if you want to know about this vector embedding. It is a really big topic related to machine learning and things like that. You can learn about that, how these things work behind the scenes. So right now that is out of the scope of this video. So I will send add the link of those things here. So let's go about how to implement those things. First thing, we'll need a Postgres database set up in our system, which is really easy to do. So if you are using Mac, then you don't need any special steps. You just need one postgres.app, that's it. Otherwise you need to install according to your operating system. Once you are done with that, we need this pgvector extension, which supports the storing of the vector embeddings into Postgres. So without this, Postgres is similar to other database. This allows the capabilities to store embedding. So for this, if you are Mac user, here it is listed that you just need postgres.app. You don't need to install using those, I guess. And yeah, so just Postgres app, install it, and this is enabled. Otherwise just go through these steps and you should be good to go. Alright, once we have the Postgres extension enabled, now we are ready to move into our Laravel application and generate these two models with these steps. You can create these migrations. I'm adding those. And one thing, before doing that, you will need these packages. So pgvector for Laravel. So it just makes it easy to use that pgvector extension in Laravel. Like if you need this column, you can this makes us available this vector, and this also gives us this beautiful typecasting, which will automatically convert this into if you give vector, then it will convert it into the array and things like that. And it also gives us these kind of methods to search for nearest neighbors, what kind of algorithm you want to use, and things like that. So we require this package, along with I've added this OpenAI PHP client. So these two packages we need to install. Then if we generate the migration, we need to add one vector field for in the jobs table. If you want to store for jobs, for customer or applicants, you also need same column there. So in both table we need this vector embeddings column. So once these two steps are complete, now we have data. We definitely need a factory to seed some data to test with. So now we have two model, and we have all the data seeded using factory or seeder. We have all necessary package we need, and now in code part what we need is just add one method in your model. Alright, inside job model you'll need two embedding text. It basically is what kind of text you want to generate. You can tweak this text so that it will be easy for AI to understand what this model is about, what we are trying to tell the model to generate the vector embeddings. Then it will be easy for it to match with applicants. So whichever parameter is more necessary, you can move it up, and you can tweak this. This is kind of prompt engineering. You need to find out which prompt is good for AI that will generate a good vector representation. And similarly, same kind of method you need for applicant as well. So these kinds of, although full name is not that necessary to match with job, all these fields are necessary because skills is here as well as skills are here as well in requirement. So requirement is missing, you can add those things here. Skills preferred location will match with this. Skills, things like that, and job skills. And similarly, now that we have the text representation of the model, now it's time to generate the embedding. For that we'll need one service class, embedding service class, which will connect with the, so here we are using same OpenAI PHP package to connect with embeddings API. We'll use this to create a embedding using our desired model. You can use other model if you want. There is another model called large, which is more accurate and more costlier. So according to your requirement you can use those, and then we call it, in response we get this embedding, and this embedding will save it on our these column. All right, so for which model you have created that embedding, just save it into that. All right, so once embeddings are saved, now it's time to search, right? So we'll use this service class, just create one service class like this and pass in the model. If you want to find the similar jobs, find similar jobs, you can say instead of item jobs. For jobs you need to pass in the applicant, and then how many results, top 5. And if there is no embedding, then we'll say the embedding service OpenAI to generate, and then we'll update it. If there is already, then we will just query the job using this nearest neighbors and pass in the embeddings in our applicants column, and use this algorithm and take the top results, and it will give us the recommended jobs for the applicant. Yeah, so that is it. All these details about add these column, how to use this, what this mean, you can get in this documentation. And so this is all about it. Now we need to further optimize, and we need to know more steps to make it fully like production ready in most cost effective way. So we will discuss about that next. So first thing, we need a proper indexing, good kind of indexing to get the better result. To optimize the indexing, what we need is just create one new migration file just for indexing, then put in this or this and migrate it. What this will do is it will use these algorithm, whether it is vector cosine OPS, vector IPS, IP OPS, and you can use these kind of algorithm as well. So according to your need, just use those. Let's quickly discuss about what these mean. I have added those in the indexing section of these. So first thing is IV flat and SNSW. So these are the one kind of index type that supports the fast similarity search on vector embedding. So IV flat is slightly faster than SNSW, which is hierarchical navigable small world. So it stores it in graph-like structure, which consumes more memory but gives best result, and it is a little bit slower than IV flat. You can read about these. And similarly, this vector 2 LP L2 OPS, and when to use this cosine. So basically, in recommendation kind of engine, we need vector cosine OPS. So it is preferred for these kind of recommendation engine. If you need to make the exact matches, then you'll need this vector L2. And yeah, so these are a couple of things to know. And let's move on to another steps to make it more cost effective, which will be done using the bulk or batch embedding. So there might be like 4,000, 5,000 many jobs, or similarly if there is big system, there might be like millions of customers and jobs, maybe jobs are a little bit less. So in such cases, generating embeddings for all those one by one is really not that cost effective. For saving cost, to generate those embedding in half the price, because this open AI API costs. So to do that, we need to do batch embedding of these model. All right. So for that, what we need to do is generate the JSON-L file, which is a JSON file, just a JSON file with one line contains all the information required to embed. So let me show you what I mean by it. So let's say we want to embed a particular text string, right? So how we'll do this? We'll send the API request using this payload. All right. So this payload is this will generate for one text string. So for let's say 4,000 jobs, there will be 4,000 text string, and it will we generally do by using loop through each of them and generate one by one. So which is not that good. For that, we need a JSON file for batch embedding like this. So this method, what this method will do is it will take the job model or any model which have this two embedding text, and this text will be used here to generate this array. So this array will convert it into JSON and save it into one file. Similarly, for 4,000 jobs, we'll convert this into this line. One line contains this JSON data, and there will be 4,000 line with each having their corresponding model's text string. And that one file we will upload that into using OpenAI embeddings API. So for batch embedding, first step is to generate that JSON-L file, then upload it, and after uploading that, we'll get the batch ID. So file is uploaded, it created batch, and then we get the ID, which we need to save it in our database. And generally it will be performed within 24 hours, but it is performed quite quickly. It will take like 10-15 minutes. So after that time frame, you again send request and check if status is completed. If not, then you need to check again. So you can see in their documentation, Like there are couple of status that we need to look into. Yeah, these are the status. First, it is validating. If validation failed, then it will be failed. Similarly, in progress. So there are a couple of status according to the status of the batch. So once it is completed, then they will give us one result output file like this, and that file we need to save it in our file system, and also you can store it in database, the reference to that link on same batch table. So this is the schema for the batch table, and there you will store batch ID, status, and then a result file. And then after you get the result file, then you will process that result file one by one. One line contains the embeddings for one model, and then you just bulk insert it into our database. So that is the way. Alright, so the response is in this structure. The custom ID is, in our case, will be job ID, or similarly for applicants, applicant ID. So all these detailed code will be published in my package, which will handle all these easily. So you can study that package. I will be posting the link of that in post of my channel, or in next video I will post that, or in comment of this video. Just make the comment on this video if you need that. I will send you. Yeah, so that's all how it is built in Laravel. So I know there are all Python libraries which help, but in Laravel ecosystem it is also quite simple to build these kind of engine. So hope you learned something out of this video and liked it. I will see you on another video. Bye.